I want to write a book. So, hey guys, I already recorded one video for this. I just recorded a video. It was an intro to my new extended YouTube channel with a different experience with me. I'm Zaylee Barclay. It's so great to meet you. I want to write a book. So I'll tell you where this is coming from right now in this moment. And I'm making this video more as documentation for the idea and for what I would want to share because I was really just having a conversation. I've wanted to write a book for a long time, but like many people, I don't know what I wanted the book to be about. Has that ever happened to you? Like I know it's meant to me for me to write one because I've had a wild life, but I felt like I didn't have the exact idea for it or a solid topic that I wanted to write on. And so now I'm in LA. I'm here for Tico's birthday and I'm so excited. But also she has so many amazing friends that she is here with as well. And we're in this beautiful house far away in what feels like the mountains of LA. There's vineyards all around us. It is beautiful and I'm so inspired. And for me, when I get inspired, the first thing I run to, or the first place I run to, is my camera. And it's because I have this thought or this idea and I just want to document it with you. I was having a conversation earlier on with two friends, Yvette and Vanessa. These are Tico's friends who are so amazing. And so I was sharing a little bit about my life and things that I've gone through in my life. And that was very interesting to share. And I share a lot, of course, because I'm also a creator. I'm speaking to a lot of people online. But something felt really different about the conversation that we were having, and it further amplified the idea that I want to create about. And so I feel like all my life I have been someone that felt out of place. And I feel like a lot of people have this experience, but don't know how to quite articulate it. And so as I've gotten older, I'm turning 40 next month. I made a video about turning 40. And I feel like in my 20s and 30s, I've gone through so many things that have made me into who I am today. But a lot of these things I really had to learn on my own. Like I didn't have parents to tell me certain things. My parents are still here. Hey parents, I love you guys. But it's just the way life turned out, right? My parents had me really young and they were also learning about themselves along the way. And so a lot of things I felt like I had to figure out on my own as I grew. And when people see me or meet me, they feel like I'm very knowledgeable, very well put together, very well all the things. And that has been something that I had to curate and figure out along the way as I grew. And when people see me, the first thing they think about is confidence. I get all the time that you're so confident, you're so beautiful, you're so well put together, you're so unique, I love this, I love that. It's not easy to be bold enough to be different. Even in my appearance, the way that I think, a lot of things about me are different. And I had to learn how to embrace those things or those aspects of me and learn how to be comfortable just being who I am. And that's not the easiest thing on earth, because if you come from a background where people pleasing is probably a thing, or you're doing certain things to fit in, or you want to be a part of certain groups and have certain friends, you are going to want to do things that other people are doing, wear what other people are wearing. You kind of lose yourself and your sense of self. And that is something that I want to share about my journey with, especially because my journey has been a wild one. So yeah, like what is it to really develop a sense of self or be the person that everyone else is kind of like tapping into to ask, like, how did you do this? Or how did you do that? Or it took me a while to figure out what I like and who I am. I feel like growing up, I had friends who had bigger families, brothers and sisters. And so, when you have a family, you have a sort of built-in support system, or people that know you very well, or people that just know what you like and what you don't like and all of those things. I feel like for me, that wasn't always the case. Like people weren't always very aware of what I liked, what I don't like, or what I like right now, what I don't like right now, what I've learned, how I've changed. Like there's, except for my husband, but there isn't anyone outside of me who really knows those things. And so sometimes our family tells us what we like and what we don't like, and they hold on to those ideas forever, not realizing that we're growing and changing. But the self I was when I was 20 something is not the self that I am at 40 something. And so I had to be really intentional about choosing what I like and what I didn't like, what I needed and what I didn't need, who I needed and who I didn't need. And so that has been something that I had to get really great at early in order to build who I am today. And I'm not perfect in any way, but I just feel like there's something about that sense of self and knowing that I can share and that I would love to share, because being rooted in yourself so much, to know that it's okay and you're not going to doubt yourself, and to know that you are able to figure out anything because you have a strong sense of self, is something that I'm really proud of. And it's something that moves me in my work every day. And it's something that allows for me to show up in spaces and be open enough to know that I'm also not perfect. And that is also a part or a piece or a compartment of confidence. So I'm trying to figure out if my book is around confidence, around developing a strong sense of self, despite the trials and tribulations you've been through. I don't know. I'm still figuring out all of that, but I want to share this. It's a little bit of documentation, and maybe in other videos, I will share why my life has always been so different, or the moment that I realized that I'm very different. It was, my very early, maybe I was like around 5 or 6 years old. It was during an exercising class where we were asked to draw our families. That was the moment. And I will probably make another video about that. That was the moment that I realized, oh, I am not like everyone else. There's a moment where people say they wake up, like, they realize they are a living being. Maybe that was my moment. So I'll share that in another video, but I also just wanted to share this to document this process, because I want to go back and look at it at some point in time when my book probably hits the New York Times bestseller list, which is really brave of me to say here because I do not even know how any of that works. However, I just wanted to share that. But yeah, would love to hear your thoughts if you have any. And if you have any questions, let me know down below. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.